Welcome back to Shadowline News, where we track the stories that show your generation's real power. Just days after we talked about TikTok's uncertain future in America, we've witnessed something that perfectly captures why this platform matters so much to young people worldwide. TikTokers have raised over KSh 11 million for Nykia Hamilton, a 25-year-old single mother of 3 who was fired from Burger King for being late due to childcare challenges. This story isn't just about one woman's struggle. It's about how your generation uses digital platforms to create real change in people's lives. Let's break down what actually happened here. Nykia became famous in July when a customer filmed her running an entire Burger King shift completely alone after her co-worker quit mid-shift. The video showed her taking orders, preparing food, cleaning, and managing the drive-thru all by herself, showcasing the kind of resilience that resonated with millions of viewers. But here's the part that should make you angry and inspired at the same time. Despite her incredible work ethic and dedication, the company fired her for being late to work because of childcare issues. Her response was simple but powerful. "My kids come first. Y'all don't pay for no babysitter or nothing." This is exactly why you need to subscribe to Shadowline News and hit that notification bell right now. We're covering stories that show how traditional employment systems are failing young parents, while digital communities are stepping up to fill the gaps that institutions won't address. The TikTok community's response was immediate and overwhelming. A GoFundMe campaign initially set at $60,000 has now surpassed $90,000, which is over KSh 11 million. Hundreds of donors left messages of encouragement alongside their contributions, creating a support network that her actual employer never provided. What makes this story particularly relevant to our earlier TikTok discussion is how it demonstrates the platform's unique power to mobilize community support. While politicians debate whether TikTok should exist, young people are using it to literally change lives. This is community organizing in the digital age, and it's happening faster and more effectively than traditional charity models. But let's be honest about what this story really reveals about the modern economy. Nykia's situation isn't unique. Millions of young parents, especially single mothers, face impossible choices between reliable childcare and keeping their jobs. The fact that strangers on TikTok provided more support than her employer tells you everything about our current labor system. The generosity is inspiring, but the underlying problem is systemic. How many other hardworking parents are one childcare emergency away from unemployment? How many young people are juggling multiple responsibilities without adequate support systems? These aren't individual failures. They're policy failures that disproportionately affect your generation. Here's what makes the TikTok response so powerful compared to traditional charity. The donors aren't just giving money, they're validating Nykia's choices and priorities. When she says "my kids come first," the community responds with financial backing for that decision. That's not charity, that's solidarity. This story also highlights something we discussed in our TikTok ban coverage. When platforms disappear, these spontaneous support networks disappear too. The connections, the viral moments that spark generosity, the ability to quickly organize financial support, all of that depends on having accessible platforms where young people actually spend time. For young creators watching this, there's a lesson about authentic content versus manufactured viral moments. Nykia didn't set out to become famous or raise money. She was just doing her job under impossible circumstances, and someone captured that reality. The authenticity of her struggle resonated because it reflected experiences that millions of young working parents understand. This is where the power of your generation becomes visible, and it's why traditional institutions should be paying attention instead of trying to ban the platforms you use. Within days, ordinary young people mobilized more support for one struggling mother than most government programs provide in months. But here's the question that keeps me coming back to this story. What does it say about our society that we celebrate individuals stepping up to help someone who shouldn't have needed help in the first place? Nykia was a dedicated employee who lost her job because the system doesn't support working parents. The TikTok community fixed the immediate problem, but the systemic issues remain. The emotional impact on Nykia herself is complex and worth understanding. She's expressed gratitude for the support while also admitting the viral fame has been overwhelming. "I ain't want no fame, no money, none of this," she said. She just wanted to work and take care of her kids without having to choose between them. This story connects directly to broader conversations about the creator economy and platform dependence that we covered earlier. Young people are increasingly relying on digital communities for support, opportunities, and financial security. When platforms face bans or restrictions, these lifelines disappear too. For young people in similar situations, this story offers both hope and a harsh reality check. Hope because it shows that communities will step up when institutions fail. Reality check because viral support isn't scalable. For every Nykia Hamilton who gets help, thousands of others face similar struggles without cameras rolling. The timing of this story, coming as TikTok's future remains uncertain, should make policymakers pause. They're debating the future of a platform that just mobilized over KSh 11 million for a struggling single mother in a matter of days. That's not just entertainment, that's essential social infrastructure. This is Shadowline News, where we show you how your generation is already solving problems that traditional systems ignore. Subscribe because stories like Nykia's prove that your digital communities aren't just social networks, they're lifelines.